Step 4. Tailor your resume to each role. Your resume is still one of the most critical tools to help you land your dream job. Many resumes are full of responsibilities instead of tangible achievements, and job seekers send the same resume to various job postings. One of the best tips for finding a new job is to have an achievement-oriented resume that includes quantifiable achievements relevant to the job you are applying for. How to study the advertised role. Make yourself an obvious fit by studying the words and phrases that are used in the job post. Focus more on the following areas: responsibilities, requirements. Make sure to include key phrases in your resume, provided that you actually have the experience and skills that are highlighted by those phrases. These phrases are of importance for two main reasons. Number one, applicant tracking systems, ATS, are pre-programmed to pick up on them. Number two, when a recruiter goes over your resume, they will be drawn to those key phrases. You can also get in touch with someone who works in the industry or in that specific role and ask them the following questions. How would you prioritize the required skills for this job description? Which are the most important? What would you include in the resume if you were in my shoes trying to get this job? Your next port of call will be to get your resume noticed by refining it further. Getting your resume noticed. When you build your resume, you don't want to keep it cookie cutter. In other words, you don't want to be including pointless information that has nothing to do with the roles you are vying for. Winning a speech-giving competition in high school has nothing to do with your ability to get the job done. Avoid including unnecessary waffle in your resume. Recruiters don't have time to be reading through a laundry list of skills and accomplishments that have nothing to do with the job that they're recruiting for. They will not be patient enough to sift through the content to find the skills that might match the job requirements. If your resume even makes it past the applicant tracking system, it will probably get tossed out by a recruiter if it's a mile long. We interviewed recent graduates to ask them what their top tips were for anyone in the job hunting sphere, and one tip seemed to stand out above them all. This is something that we strongly recommend. Check it out. Top tip: remove the personal statement section at the top of your resume. They waste space. You should also avoid describing yourself with generic words like energetic or self-motivated. These descriptions will not help you stand out. Instead, write a professional summary outlining your most relevant skills and focusing on what you will offer the employer. Understanding Applicant Tracking System, ATS. ATS, or Applicant Tracking Systems, are pre-programmed software to pick up on certain keywords and phrases. This is why using generic words isn't going to cut it. Many hiring managers use the ATS to pick out the candidates who use keywords in their application materials. Ensure your resume is keyword search friendly. Prospective employers will look for terms related to specific competencies and technical skills listed in the job description. Key areas of expertise might include skills such as search engine optimization or financial accounting, but don't focus solely on technical skills. If there are any soft skills mentioned in the job description, be sure to add them. These could include problem-solving or communication skills. Term time. Soft skill. Soft skills refer to personal qualities that can help you thrive in a work environment. Technical skill. These refer to job-related skills and knowledge. It's important to understand how the hiring process works so that you know how to prepare for each stage. Let's have a look at a diagram that could help you gain clarity on the subject. ATS. The ATS will rank your resume according to how well it matches the job description. Recruiter. If you rank highly, your resume will be passed on to a recruitment specialist who will check it for consistency with the job description. HR manager. If your resume is satisfactory, it will be passed on to the HR manager of the company for consideration. Hiring manager. If you are one of the listed candidates, your resume might land on the department hiring manager's desk for perusal. These steps are not always used, but the top two steps that are covered are the ATS test and the recruiter consistency check. There are instances when companies, especially large companies, enlist the service of external recruitment companies who will handle all of these steps. Remember to write your resume for the above four audiences. Now, let's look at resume structuring. How to structure your resume. Clarify what makes you unique. For example, Most graduate resumes look the same, so include some relevant examples from your work experience or internships to get noticed. Employers want to see the results of your work, so do not just tell them what you have done. Show them what you have delivered and how you have added value. Quantify your experience as much as possible by showing how many. Ensured compliance with the filing of 75 annual forms by 7 different company departments, instead of ensured compliance with filing of annual forms. How much? Implemented new payroll and tax accounting systems that saved the firm $1 million in personnel costs over the next 10 years, instead of saved company money by finding ways to cut costs. How often? Managed switchboard with 10 incoming lines effectively receiving and routing an average of 500 calls per day, instead of answered phones at the front desk. Tailor your resume to each role. The recruiter should know within a few seconds of looking at your resume that you have the skills that they are looking for. They want to know that you are applying to their specific job, not just to one of many jobs you saw online. Research the position and the employer you are applying to and highlight any skills and experience you have that they are looking for. Organize your resume to put the most relevant information for each employer up top. You can accomplish this by changing the order of your skills section to highlight the terms the employer used in the job posting. You can also include a relevant to employment section with an additional experience section below that. This will allow you to reorder your past job experience or roles to showcase your most relevant experience. Emphasize your work experience. You'll be in a much stronger position if you have some work experience. If you do not have any, acquire some work experience while you are still studying. Not only does real-life work experience teach you skills, but it also helps you fill out your resume. Include all your past work experience, even if the work is not directly relevant to the jobs you are seeking or seems menial. The more experience you have, the more attractive you will look to hiring managers. The key is to focus on the transferable or soft skills you gleaned from each role and how you can apply them to the job you want. Side note: earlier in this step, we mentioned tailoring your resume to each role and only including the relevant information. However, here, we suggested that you bring all your past work experience. Please do not mix these up. You should include all your past work experience in your resume, but only emphasize the relevant skills and achievements in each of these experiences. If your past work experience is not related to the position you're considering applying for, then you should emphasize the soft skills you've developed through that experience, like time management or problem-solving skills. Remember, internships count as work experience for recent graduates, so if you have held internships at a senior high school level or while at college or university, highlight them in your resume. End of chapter checklist. Tick off each box when you feel that you know the answers to the questions with the utmost certainty. Do I know how to classify the most important information in an advertised role? Does my current resume focus on achievements? Do I understand how an ATS works? Have I structured and organized my resume correctly? For more information on tailoring your resume, please visit our website, www.radviser.com.